There is a certain kind of exhaustion that sleep doesn't touch. It's a weight in the soul, a heaviness that feels ancient and deeply familiar, yet somehow not entirely your own. It's the residue of 100 different conversations, 1,000 different worries you absorbed from the world around you. You have, perhaps without even realizing it, become a safe harbor for the emotional storms of others. A place where friends, family, and even strangers can unload their anxiety, their sorrow, their anger. And while your heart is vast and your intentions are pure, the harbor is becoming silted up. The waters are no longer clear. You have become a landfill for beautiful, painful things, and you are carrying a weight you were never meant to carry. The fundamental question we will explore together in this quiet space is not how to stop caring. It is not about building walls or shutting down your beautiful, empathetic heart. The real question is how we can learn to sit with others in their darkness without taking that darkness into our own bodies. How can we be a source of light and comfort in the world without letting our own flame be diminished by the winds of other people's pain? Over the course of our time together, we will gently untangle these threads. We will discover the loving intention behind this pattern of absorption, and we will find a new way to define empathy, one that allows for deep connection without self-sacrifice. This journey is about returning to yourself. It is about learning to distinguish what is yours from what is not, and finding the profound peace that comes from inhabiting your own emotional space, clean, clear, and whole. So now, let us begin the process of setting down what is not yours. Find the position that feels most restful to you right now. Whether you are lying down in your bed, feeling the gentle support of the mattress beneath you, or sitting in a comfortable chair, allow your body to feel held. Let yourself arrive fully in this moment, in this space. There is nothing else you need to be doing, nowhere else you need to be. This time is a sanctuary, carved out of the day, just for you. Take a slow, gentle breath in, and as you breathe out, imagine you are releasing the noise of the day, just letting it drift away like smoke on the wind. Another slow breath in, filling your lungs with the quiet air of this room, and a long, slow sigh out. Feel the points of contact between your body and the surface supporting you. Notice the weight of your head on the pillow, the gentle pressure on your shoulders and back, the heaviness of your legs and feet. For once, you don't have to hold yourself up. You can allow yourself to be completely supported. Let gravity do its work. With each exhale, feel yourself sinking just a little deeper into that support, a little deeper into relaxation. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. If you notice you're clenching your jaw, just allow it to soften. Let the tiny muscles around your eyes release their grip. There is a profound wisdom in the body, and right now, it is signaling its readiness to let go. This journey we are embarking on is an act of profound self-respect. It is a declaration that your peace matters, that your energy is a precious resource. It is the beginning of creating a new relationship with your own sensitivity. For too long, perhaps, you have seen this sensitivity as a burden, a porousness that leaves you vulnerable to the world's pain. But what if it is your greatest strength, simply waiting to be understood and properly channeled? Think of this space, this time, as a gentle cleansing. Imagine a soft, warm rain beginning to fall, not on the outside, but within you. And this rain is not just water. It is pure presence. It is your own loving attention. beginning to wash over the landscape of your inner world. It flows over the knotted muscles in your neck and shoulders, where you carry the worries of others. It soothes the tightness in your chest, where you have held their anxieties. It calms the churning in your stomach, where you have tried to digest their fears. This rain asks nothing of you. It simply cleanses. It rinses away the sticky residue of emotions that do not belong to you, revealing the pure, solid ground of your own being underneath. As we settle into this process, let's set a simple, clear intention. You can repeat it silently in your mind, or just hold the feeling of it in your heart. The intention is this: I am here to reclaim my own space. I am here to release what is not mine to carry. I am ready to return home to myself. There is no need to force anything, no need to struggle or strive. The simple act of showing up for yourself, of lying here and choosing to listen, is the most powerful step you can take. You are signaling to every cell in your body and to the deeper parts of your subconscious mind that a change is underway. A gentle but profound shift is beginning. A shift from being a passive receptacle for the emotional debris of the world to becoming a sovereign guardian of your own inner peace. This is not selfish. It is essential. When you are clear and grounded in your own energy, you are of far greater service to the world than when you are depleted and heavy with burdens that are not yours. A lighthouse cannot guide ships safely to shore if its own light is flickering and dim. Your only job right now is to rest, to allow these words to wash over you, to let your body grow heavy and your mind grow quiet. You have carried so much for so long. The sheer weight of it has been staggering, a constant low-level hum of exhaustion beneath the surface of everything you do. You have done this out of love, out of a deep and beautiful desire to help, to ease the suffering you see around you. And that desire is sacred. We will not discard it. We will honor it, but we will learn to fulfill it in a way that nourishes you instead of draining you. For now, just feel the relief of this moment, the relief of acknowledging the weight, the relief of giving yourself permission to finally set it down. You don't even have to know how yet. Just entertaining the possibility is enough. The possibility that you can be free. The possibility that you can feel light again. The possibility that you can wake up in the morning feeling like yourself, and only yourself, rested and ready in a space that is entirely your own. Allow your breath to be your anchor, pulling you gently away from the busy shore of your thoughts and out into the calm, quiet ocean of deep relaxation. Each wave of breath carries you further away from the day's entanglements. The conversations fade, the faces and their stories recede. The endless list of concerns dissolves into the vastness of this peaceful inner sea. Here, in this deep quiet, there is only you. Not you the caretaker, not you the problem solver, not you the confidant, just you. The pure, essential being that exists underneath all those roles. This is the you we are returning to. This is the home you are reclaiming. Just rest now. Allow the first step of this journey to be one of profound and gentle surrender. Surrender the weight. Surrender the struggle. Surrender into the deep, healing quiet that is waiting for you right here, right now. You are safe. You are held. And you are on your way back to yourself. As you rest here, in this quiet sanctuary you have created for yourself, let's begin a gentle process of exploration. There is no need to search or dig for anything. We are simply going to notice what is already present. Think of it as turning up the lights, ever so slowly, in a room you've been living in for a long time. You don't need to rearrange the furniture just yet. You just need to see what is there. Let your awareness drift through your body like a soft feather, just noticing. We are going to gently name what clings to you. And as we do this, the most important instruction is this: do it without judgment. There is no right or wrong way to feel. You are simply taking inventory with the compassionate curiosity of a kind friend. Let's start with the feeling of anxiety. Can you sense a low-grade hum of worry, a subtle vibration of unease somewhere in your system? Perhaps it sits in your chest, a quiet tightness. Or maybe it lives in your stomach, a gentle but persistent fluttering. Now ask yourself a simple question without needing an immediate answer. Is all of this anxiety mine? Consider the conversations you had today or this week, the friend who is worried about their job, the family member stressed about their health, the news report that was filled with uncertainty. You listened, you cared, you connected, and in doing so, a small thread of their anxiety may have woven itself into your own being. It's a secondhand worry, a ghost of a feeling. You don't need to push it away. For now, just see it. Acknowledge it. There you are. I see you. You are the echo of someone else's fear. Now, let's bring our awareness to the feeling of sadness or grief. Is there a layer of melancholy present within you that feels out of place? A heaviness in your heart that doesn't seem connected to any specific loss in your own life? It might feel vague, like a gray mist. This could be the residue of a friend's heartbreak you comforted them through, or the sorrow of a story you heard that touched you deeply. You felt for them. You held space for their pain, and a piece of that sorrow took up residence within you. It saw your compassionate heart as a safe place to rest. Again, no judgment. Simply notice it. Name it gently. This is not my sorrow to carry. It is a visitor I have sheltered out of kindness. And what about anger? Not the sharp, clean anger that rises up to protect your own boundaries, but a different kind. A simmering, frustrated energy that feels foreign. Perhaps you absorbed it from a tense work environment, or from a loved one who was venting their frustrations to you. Their anger, unable to find its proper target, may have seeped into your energy field. It can manifest as a persistent irritability, a short temper over small things, a feeling of being on edge for no reason you can pinpoint. Let your awareness scan for this foreign heat. See it for what it is, an energetic debris from someone else's fire. You don't have to put the fire out or analyze why it started. You just have to recognize that you are not the one who is burning. I see this irritation. I recognize it is not my own. This experience, this tendency to absorb the emotional state of others, is what we can call porousness. Imagine your own energy field. The space around your body is like a very fine, sensitive screen. For some, this screen is dense and not much gets through. But for a deeply empathetic person like you, the screen is incredibly fine, almost like a mist. It allows you to sense and feel the world with incredible depth and nuance. It is a beautiful gift. But it also means that you can become cluttered with emotional static from the world around you. This is not a flaw. It is not a weakness. It is simply the nature of your design. The work is not to harden this screen into a wall, but to learn how to gently cleanse it, to consciously decide what is allowed to pass through and what is lovingly kept at a distance. For now, Just feel into this quality of porousness without any need to change it. Feel where your energy feels dense, heavy, or tangled. It might be a physical sensation, a weight on your shoulders, a band around your head, or it may be purely a felt sense of being emotionally crowded, as if there are too many people's feelings living in your one body. And this leads us to the exhaustion. Let's be very clear about this specific kind of tired. It is not the clean, satisfying fatigue that comes after a long walk in nature or a day of creative work. This is a different, heavier exhaustion. It is a psychic weariness. It is the deep tiredness that comes from the unseen, unpaid, and often unacknowledged labor of processing other people's emotions. Your mind is tired from trying to solve problems that aren't yours. Your emotional system is tired from holding anxieties that do not belong to you. And your physical body is tired from carrying the biochemical stress of it all. This is the weight we spoke of earlier. It is the cumulative burden of all the feelings you've taken on, believing on some deep level that it was your job to do so. This recognition is not meant to be a burden in itself. It is a liberation. Because the moment you truly see it, the moment you name these secondhand feelings for what they are, they begin to lose their power over you. They are no longer a mysterious, unnamed malaise. They become specific energies that you can, when you are ready, begin to release. So, just for another moment, rest in this new awareness. See the landscape of your inner world with these new eyes. See the threads of foreign anxiety, the pools of borrowed sorrow, the sparks of absorbed anger. See the porous, sensitive nature of your beautiful heart, and see the profound exhaustion that has resulted from this unconscious pattern. You are not to blame for any of it. You have been operating from a place of immense love and care. All we are doing now is bringing consciousness to the process. We are turning on the lights so that you can begin to choose, with intention, what you wish to keep in your home and what you are ready to lovingly show the door. Rest in this knowing. The simple act of seeing is the most powerful magic there is. It is the beginning of everything. Just by noticing, you have already begun to change. You have already begun to reclaim your space. You have already started the journey home. Now that we have gently named some of the feelings that cling to you, it would be easy to fall into a pattern of self-criticism. It would be easy to think, why do I do this? Why am I so porous? Why can't I be stronger? But that is not the path we are taking tonight. The path to true and lasting change is paved not with judgment, but with radical compassion for the part of you that created this pattern in the first place. So, let's take a moment to honor the beautiful, loving intention that lives at the very heart of this painful experience. Let us turn toward the part of you that chose to take on so much, and instead of scolding it, let's try to understand it. Let's try to see its profound goodness. At the very core of this tendency to absorb the emotions of others is a deeply compassionate heart. Think about it. You don't absorb the feelings of people you are indifferent to. You absorb the feelings of those you care about, those you connect with. This pattern was born from your love. It was born from a desire to ease the suffering of the people in your life. When you saw someone in pain, your heart instinctively reached out. It didn't just want to witness their pain from a safe distance. It wanted to help. And in the absence of other tools, the only way you knew how to help was to take some of their pain into yourself. It was a beautiful, if misguided, act of solidarity. It was as if you said to them, on an energetic level, "You don't have to carry this alone. Give me some of it. I am strong enough to hold it with you." This is an act of profound love. It is the instinct of a true empath, a true healer. Before you learned how to be a clear lake that reflects the storm, you tried to be a sponge that soaks it up, believing that was the only way to make the sky clear for someone else. So, can you feel, just for a moment, a wave of gratitude for that part of you? The part that was willing to become heavy so that someone else might feel lighter. The part that was willing to feel anxious so that another could feel calmer. The part that was willing to carry sorrow so that a friend could find a moment of relief. This part of you is not broken or flawed. It is magnificent. It is your gift. It has just been overextended, working without proper boundaries or a clear understanding of its own limits. Let's validate the desire behind the action. The desire to connect is one of the most fundamental human needs. We are wired for connection. And for many of us, especially those who grew up in environments where emotions were complex or difficult, taking on the feelings of others became a powerful strategy for connection. Perhaps you learned early on that if you could feel what a parent was feeling, you could anticipate their needs and stay safe. Or maybe you discovered that being the good listener who absorbed everyone's problems made you feel needed, valued, and loved. It guaranteed you a place in the tribe. When people came to you with their troubles and you took them on, they felt seen. They felt understood. And their gratitude, their reliance on you, felt like connection. It felt like love. And in that moment, it was. It was a perfectly intelligent strategy for a sensitive soul trying to navigate a complex world. This pattern was not a mistake. Let that sink in deeply. It was not a character flaw or a sign of weakness. It was a coping mechanism. It was a strategy for love and belonging that, for a time, probably worked quite well. It made you a cherished friend, a trusted confidant, a pillar of support for your family. It gave you a role, an identity. The problem is not that the strategy was wrong. The problem is that it has become too costly. The landfill has reached its capacity. The sponge is saturated and can no longer absorb anything more without causing damage to itself. The weight has become so heavy that it is now preventing you from living your own life with the lightness and joy that is your birthright. The very strategy that once helped you connect is now leading to exhaustion and burnout, which ultimately isolates you. When you are depleted, you have nothing left to give to others, and even less to give to yourself. So the journey we are on is not about destroying this old pattern in anger. It is about lovingly retiring it. We are thanking it for its service. We are acknowledging the wisdom it held and the safety it provided for so long. And then we are gently explaining to that part of ourselves that there is a new way, a better way, a way to connect even more deeply, even more authentically, that doesn't require self-sacrifice. Think of it like a beloved winter coat. It kept you warm and safe through many cold seasons. You would never throw it away with disdain. You would thank it for its warmth, fold it carefully, and store it away, knowing that spring has come. You no longer need its heavy protection. You are ready for something lighter. Allow yourself to feel the truth of this. Let the compassion wash away any lingering guilt or shame. You did the best you could with the tools you had. Your intentions were always rooted in love. By taking on the pain of others, you were trying to create a more loving world. You were trying to heal the people around you. What you are learning now is that the most powerful way to heal the world around you is to first become a beacon of your own healed, whole, and sovereign energy. You are learning that your greatest gift is not your ability to carry pain, but your ability to radiate peace. And that peace can only come from a well that is clean and clear of debris that is not yours. So rest in this acknowledgement. Feel the beautiful, tender, loving heart at the center of this pattern. Honor its goodness. Thank it for its tireless work, and let it know that its work is done. It can rest now. There is a new way forward, and we will walk that path together with gentleness, with clarity, and with the same profound love that started this whole journey in the first place. You are not broken. You are a loving soul on the verge of a powerful and beautiful evolution. As this understanding settles into your heart, another layer of healing can begin. It's the profound comfort that comes from knowing you are not alone in this experience. For so long, this pattern of emotional absorption may have felt like a secret, personal struggle, a strange sensitivity that others didn't seem to share. You might have looked at people who navigate the world with an effortless emotional shield and wondered, what is wrong with me? Why do I feel things so deeply? Why can't I just let things go? Tonight, let us dissolve that feeling of isolation completely. I want you to know and to feel in every cell of your being that you are not alone in this. This is an incredibly common experience for a specific kind of person: the deeply caring, the highly sensitive, the profoundly empathetic souls of the world. You are part of a tribe of people whose nervous systems are tuned to a finer frequency, who perceive the subtle emotional currents that others may miss entirely. You hear the unspoken words, feel the hidden pain, sense the quiet anxieties that live beneath the surface of everyday interactions. This is not a pathology. It is a form of perception. It is a different way of being in the world. Think of it this way. Some people are born with perfect pitch in music. They can hear nuances and tones that the average person cannot distinguish. They are not broken for hearing so much. They are gifted. Your empathy is like that. You have a kind of emotional perfect pitch. You can sense the dissonance when someone says, "I'm fine," but their energy is screaming with distress. You can feel the harmony when a group of people are genuinely connected and joyful. This is your nature. The challenge has never been the gift itself, but the fact that no one ever taught you how to use it. No one gave you the instruction manual for such a finely calibrated instrument. You were given a powerful receptor without being taught how to adjust the volume or how to switch between channels. So, naturally, you've had the volume turned all the way up, receiving all the channels all the time. The resulting static and overwhelm is not a personal failing. It is an entirely predictable outcome of an untrained gift. Let's gently reframe this entire experience. For your whole life, you may have seen this as a weakness, a flaw to be corrected. You may have called yourself too sensitive, too emotional, or told yourself you need to toughen up. What if we were to discard those labels tonight? What if, instead, we chose a new one? What if you are not too anything, but are, in fact, perfectly designed for a world that is in desperate need of more compassion, more connection, more heart? What if your sensitivity isn't a liability, but your superpower? The problem isn't the superpower, It's that you've been inadvertently directing it against yourself, allowing it to drain your own life force. The journey is not to get rid of the superpower, but to learn how to wield it with wisdom and intention, to become its master rather than its victim. Let this affirmation settle into your subconscious mind, letting it land softly, like a seed in fertile soil. My sensitivity is a strength, and I am learning to protect it. Feel the shift in that statement. It's a move from apology to empowerment. It's a declaration of self-worth. You are no longer apologizing for how you are wired. You are honoring it. And from that place of honor, you are committing to becoming a responsible steward of this beautiful gift. Protecting your sensitivity doesn't mean hiding it away. It means creating the right conditions for it to flourish. A master gardener doesn't expose a delicate orchid to the harsh, direct sun. They place it in the dappled light where it can thrive. In the same way, you are learning to create the right energetic environment for your sensitive nature to be the gift it was always meant to be. You are part of a lineage of intuitives, healers, artists, and counselors, the very people who move humanity forward with their ability to feel what is broken and imagine what could be beautiful. But this gift has always come with this specific occupational hazard: emotional burnout. The challenge is as old as humanity itself. The shamans in ancient cultures had rituals of cleansing to release the energies they took on from the tribe. The mystics had practices of solitude and prayer to return to their own center. What you are doing here tonight is your own modern ritual of cleansing. You are reclaiming an ancient wisdom that your soul already knows. The wisdom that says you must first fill your own cup before you can offer a drink to anyone else. You must first secure your own oxygen mask before assisting others. So feel the community around you, not just in this present moment, but across time. Feel the kinship with every sensitive soul who has ever struggled with the same beautiful, powerful challenge. You are walking a well-trodden path, and the very fact that you are here, seeking a new way, means you are at a pivotal point on that path. You are ready to graduate from the unconscious absorption phase to the conscious empathy phase. The relief in knowing you are not alone is immense. It moves the experience from the category of personal problem to the category of shared human journey. It takes the shame out of it. It allows you to breathe a little deeper, to soften a little more. You don't have to fix this flaw in yourself anymore, because it was never a flaw to begin with. You simply need to learn a new skill, the skill of energetic hygiene, the skill of compassionate detachment, the skill of being the lighthouse, stable, bright, and securely anchored to your own piece of rock, guiding others without being swept away by their storms. Let this feeling of normalization be a balm to any part of you that has ever felt strange or different. You are not strange. You are not different in a bad way. You are tuned to see and feel a deeper layer of reality. And now you are learning to navigate that reality in a way that sustains you, energizes you, and allows your gift to be a blessing not only to others, but to yourself as well. Let the truth of this sink in as you drift deeper into a state of peace. You are not alone. This is not your fault. And your sensitivity, the very thing that has caused you so much pain, is the key to your greatest strength. Rest in that knowledge. It is a foundation of solid ground upon which we can build everything else. Now that you have acknowledged the weight you carry, honored the loving heart that took it on, and accepted that you are not alone in this experience, we can begin the gentle work of release. This is not a forceful act. We are not going to declare war on these foreign feelings and try to expel them from your system. That would only create more tension. Instead, we are going to create a space so safe, so loving, and so peaceful that what is not truly yours simply chooses to leave on its own. Let's begin by creating this safe, internal space. I want you to use your imagination, the most powerful tool you have. Imagine, somewhere within you, a special room. This is your innermost sanctuary. It can look however you wish. Perhaps it is a cozy library with a fireplace and comfortable chairs. Maybe it's a sun-drenched greenhouse filled with plants and the sound of trickling water. Or it could be a simple, minimalist space filled with a soft, warm light. The details are yours to create. What matters is the feeling of this room. This is a space where you are completely, utterly safe. Nothing and no one can enter this room without your express permission. It is your sovereign territory. The air in this room is pure and clean. The temperature is perfect. The sounds are soothing. Take a moment to furnish the space in your mind's eye. See it, feel it, know that it is yours. Now, in the center of this room, imagine a comfortable place for you to rest. A soft armchair, a pile of cushions, whatever feels most inviting. Settle your awareness into this imagined space. Feel the deep sense of peace that resides here. This is your center. This is the part of you that is always untouched by the chaos of the world. It is the silent witness, the still point at the heart of the storm. From this place of perfect safety and calm, we can begin to do our work. From this vantage point, you can look upon the cluttered feelings you've absorbed not as a threat, but simply as misplaced items. Items that need to be returned to their rightful owners. Now, let's introduce the core idea that will be our guiding principle for this release. Let this thought echo gently within your sanctuary. These feelings are not mine to carry, process, or fix. Let's break that down, because every word is important. These feelings are not mine to carry. You have been a beast of burden, carrying emotional loads for miles and miles, but your back is tired. Your journey has its own purpose, and you cannot walk it freely while carrying everyone else's luggage. To acknowledge that it is not yours to carry is a profound act of self-respect. These feelings are not mine to process. This is crucial. As an empath, your system naturally wants to understand, to digest, to make sense of the feelings you encounter. You have spent countless hours of mental and emotional energy trying to figure out other people's pain, running it through your own system as if it were a complex puzzle you were meant to solve. But you are not a processing plant for the world's emotional waste. It is not your job to metabolize someone else's anxiety into peace, or their anger into understanding. That is their sacred work to do. These feelings are not mine to fix. This is perhaps the most difficult part to release. Your beautiful, compassionate heart sees suffering and wants to make it better. But you cannot fix another person's emotional state. True healing is an inside job. By trying to fix it for them, you can inadvertently rob them of their own power, their own lessons, their own journey of growth. Your role is not to be the fixer, but the loving witness. Repeat that phrase one more time in the quiet of your inner sanctuary. These feelings are not mine to carry, process, or fix. Feel the liberating truth in those words. It is not a statement of indifference. It is a statement of profound clarity. an energetic responsibility. It draws a healthy, loving line in the sand. It says, I love you. I care about you. I can be present for you, but I cannot do your inner work for you. This realization alone begins to loosen the grip of these foreign energies. They have been clinging to you because, on some level, you agreed to take them. Now, you are gently, lovingly rescinding that agreement. To help this process along, let's return to the analogy of the rain. Here in your safe, inner room, imagine a gentle shower beginning to fall. This is a magical rain. It is a rain of pure awareness, of loving detachment. It is warm and soothing. And as this rain begins to fall, it has a very special quality. It doesn't make things wet in a damp, uncomfortable way. Instead, it rinses away anything that is not essentially you. Imagine this gentle rain falling over your entire being. Feel it on your head, washing away the mental clutter of other people's worries and obsessive thoughts that you've been looping on. Feel it cascading down your shoulders, dissolving the heavy weight of responsibility for others' happiness. Feel it flowing through your chest, cleansing your heart of the secondhand sorrows and anxieties that have been stored there. This rain is intelligent. It knows precisely what is yours and what is not. It will not wash away your own authentic feelings. It will not touch your own joy, your own love, your own peace. It only targets the sticky residue of emotions you've absorbed from the outside world. It's like a solvent that dissolves only glue, leaving the precious objects that were stuck together perfectly intact. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to push or strain. Your only job is to rest in your sanctuary and allow the cleansing to happen. Give yourself permission to release. This is perhaps the biggest step. For so long, you may have held on tightly to these feelings, believing it was the loving, responsible thing to do. Now, you must give yourself explicit permission to let them go. You can say it to yourself. I give myself permission to release all that is not mine. It is safe for me to let go. It is loving for me to let go. Feel the truth of this. It is loving to yourself because it restores your energy and peace. And it is loving to the other person because it honors their own strength and their own path. It is an act of trust in them and in life itself. So just lie here, breathing softly, resting in your safe space as this gentle cleansing rain of awareness does its work. With every drop, you are becoming lighter. With every trickle, the lines between what is yours and what is theirs become clearer. The process has begun. You are allowing for the possibility of a new way of being, a way that is clean, clear, and sovereignly you. Here, in the safety of your inner sanctuary, as the gentle rain of awareness continues to cleanse your energy field, we can now take the next step. It is a conscious and loving act of returning what isn't yours. This is not a process of angry eviction or forceful removal. It is a graceful ceremony of release, performed with the utmost compassion, both for yourself and for the people from whom you absorb these energies. Imagine that the feelings you've been carrying, the anxieties, the sorrows, the frustrations, are not dark, scary things. Instead, picture them as small, glowing spheres of energy. Each sphere holds a specific feeling from a specific person. They have been gathered within your energy field, like misplaced parcels in a mailroom. You have been holding them, thinking you were supposed to do something with them. Now you understand. Your only job is to return them to sender. This is an act of energetic integrity. Each person's feelings are a part of their own life's curriculum. They contain lessons, catalysts for growth, and messages that are meant only for them. By holding on to their feelings, you have been inadvertently holding their lessons for them. It is time to lovingly hand them back so they can continue their own journey and you can continue yours. Let's begin the process. Don't try to remember every single person or interaction. Your deeper wisdom knows. Just allow a person or a situation to gently come to mind. Perhaps it's a friend who is going through a difficult time and has been leaning on you heavily. As their face or name appears in your awareness, call forth the specific energy you took on from them. See it as one of those glowing spheres. Maybe it's a sphere of gray, swirling anxiety, or a deep blue sphere of sadness. Hold it gently in your mind's eye. Look at it with compassion, not resentment. Acknowledge what it is. This is your worry about your future. I have been holding it for you out of love. Now, with a feeling of profound respect for their journey, imagine yourself extending your hands and gently offering this sphere of energy back to them. You are not throwing it at them. You are returning a piece of their property, and as you do, you can say silently in your heart, I return this to you with compassion. This is your energy to carry, your journey to walk, your lesson to learn. I release it from my body and my spirit. I am now free, and you are now free to engage with your own life force. See them in your mind's eye, receiving it, not as a burden, but as a reclaiming of their own power. See them becoming more whole as their own energy is returned to them, and feel the corresponding lightness in your own being. A space has been created where that heavy sphere used to be. Breathe into that new space. It is your own reclaimed territory. Now, let another person or situation come to mind. Perhaps a family member whose anger or frustration you have absorbed. You felt their resentment about a situation, and it has been simmering in your own gut. See that energy now as a fiery, red-orange sphere. Acknowledge it. This is your anger. I felt it with you, and I took it in, hoping to lessen your load. And now, with love and a clear intention, hand it back. I return this anger to you now. It is your fire, your passion, your catalyst for change. I release it from my system. May you use its energy for your own highest good. Again, feel the release. Feel the coolness and calm return to your own center. You can still love this person. You can still be there for them. But you are no longer carrying their fire in your own belly. Continue this process at your own pace. You don't need to force it. Just allow images, names, and feelings to surface naturally. It could be the stress you picked up from your boss at work. See it as a dense, heavy sphere. Hand it back with respect. This is the weight of your responsibility. I return it to you now. It could be the collective anxiety you absorbed from watching the news. See it as a buzzing, staticky cloud of energy. Gently gather it together and release it back to the world. This belongs to the collective. It is not mine to hold individually. I release it with a prayer for peace. With each release, you are practicing a new form of empathy, an empowered empathy, an empathy that honors boundaries, an empathy that trusts in the resilience and capability of others. You are moving from being a rescuer to being a witness, a loving, supportive, but sovereign witness. Let this affirmation resonate within you, strengthening your resolve with each repetition. I release what is not mine. I return this energy with compassion. Feel the two sides of that statement. I release what is not mine. This is the act of self-preservation, of claiming your own space. It is the sacred no that allows your yes to be clear and true. In the second part, I return this energy with compassion. This is crucial. It ensures the act is not one of rejection, but of love. It infuses the process with grace. You are not pushing people away. You are simply returning their mail to the correct address. This compassion is what makes the boundary feel not like a wall, but like a healthy and respectful understanding between two sovereign beings. It is the highest form of love to trust someone with their own life. It is the deepest respect to allow them the dignity of their own struggle and their own triumph. By carrying it for them, you were subtly telling them, you are not strong enough to handle this. By returning it, you are powerfully affirming, I believe in you. You have everything you need to navigate your own path. As you continue this process, you may notice physical sensations, a tingling in your hands and feet, a feeling of warmth or coolness, a sense of lightness, especially around your shoulders, chest, and stomach. These are signs that the energy is moving. The body is releasing. Just allow it to happen. Breathe through it. Trust the wisdom of your body to let go. You are unburdening yourself from years of accumulated emotional debris. Be patient with the process. Be gentle with yourself. There is nothing to force. Your simple, loving intention is the key that unlocks it all. The work is not in the pushing, but in the allowing. Allowing the release. Allowing the return. Allowing yourself to become empty of all that is not you, so that you can be filled to the brim with your own life force, your own joy, your own peace. Rest now in this ongoing process of gentle purification. You are safe, you are in control, and you are becoming lighter with every breath. As you feel the lightness that comes from returning what is not yours, let us take this opportunity to redefine the very concept of empathy. For most of your life, you have likely operated under a single, unconscious definition. Empathy means feeling what others feel. To be a good friend, a loving partner, a caring human being, you believed you had to take their feelings into your own body. If they were sad, you had to feel their sadness. If they were anxious, you had to feel their anxiety. You equated empathy with absorption. You became an emotional sponge. But a sponge, by its very nature, has a finite capacity. Once it is saturated, it can no longer absorb anything more. Worse, when it is squeezed, it indiscriminately leaks out everything it has taken in. A murky mix of everyone's joy, sorrow, and fear. This is the state of empathic burnout. You become so full of everyone else's feelings that you lose touch with your own. You feel overwhelmed, irritable, and depleted, unable to be truly present for anyone, least of all yourself. This model of empathy is unsustainable. It is a path to exhaustion, not true connection. Tonight, we are going to gently set down this old model and embrace a new one, a more powerful, sustainable, and ultimately more compassionate way of being. I want you to consider a new analogy for empathy. Instead of being a sponge, imagine that you are a clear, calm lake. Your core being, your essence, is the deep, still water. Now, when a friend comes to you, filled with the storm of their own anxiety, you don't have to take the storm into your water. As a lake, you simply allow the stormy sky to be reflected on your surface. You can perfectly mirror the turbulent clouds, the flashing lightning, the driving rain. You can bear witness to the entirety of their storm with perfect clarity and presence. The person sharing their storm with you feels completely seen, completely understood, because they see their experience perfectly reflected in you. But here is the crucial difference. The storm is not in the water. The water remains itself. The depths of the lake remain calm and undisturbed. The water doesn't become the sky. It doesn't get swept up into the turbulence. It maintains its own integrity, its own nature, its own peace, while simultaneously offering a perfect reflection, a perfect witnessing to the storm above. And because the lake remains calm, it provides a sense of grounding and stability to the storm itself. The sky, seeing its reflection in the still water, can begin to find its own calm. This is the new empathy. It is the shift from absorption to reflection. It is the ability to say, I see your pain. I can be with you in your pain. I can reflect it for you, so you feel understood. And I will not take it from you, because it is yours. And my presence is a testament to my faith in your ability to navigate it. This is a profound shift. It redefines your role. You are not a human disposal system for negative emotions. You are a sacred mirror. Your gift is not to carry the burden, but to bear witness. Bearing witness is one of the most powerful forms of healing we can offer one another. It is the act of being fully present with someone in their experience, without judgment, without trying to fix it, and without taking it on as our own. When you bear witness, you offer a space where the other person can have their own experience without shame. Your calm presence becomes an anchor for them in their own storm. They can feel their feelings more fully and thus move through them more quickly, because they are not also having to manage your reaction or worry about overwhelming you. When you are a saturated sponge, people may become hesitant to share with you, sensing that it costs you too much. But when you are a clear lake, they can share freely, knowing that your capacity to witness is infinite because it does not deplete you. You can reflect storm after storm, and your water remains pure. Let's think about what this means in a practical sense. It means when a friend is telling you about their anxiety, you listen with your whole being. You nod. You validate their feelings. That sounds incredibly stressful. I can see why you're so worried. You are reflecting their reality back to them. But internally, you maintain a subtle separation. You can feel the compassion in your own chest, a warm, open feeling. That is your own feeling of love for your friend. But you consciously decide not to invite the frantic, buzzing energy of their anxiety into your own nervous system. You keep your own energetic center calm. You are the lake. They are the storm. You are together in the same landscape, but you are two distinct elements. True compassion is this ability to be with suffering, not to become suffering. Think of the most compassionate figures you can imagine. A wise elder, a spiritual master. They radiate a profound sense of peace. People are drawn to them, not because they absorb their pain, but because their own inner calm is so deep that it helps to soothe the pain of others. They are a grounding force. They are the deep, still lake. This is the capacity you are cultivating within yourself. This new understanding frees you from an impossible task. The belief that you must take away someone's pain is rooted in a kind of subtle arrogance. It implies that they cannot handle it themselves. By shifting to the role of the witness, you are practicing a deeper form of respect. You are trusting in the inherent strength and resilience of the other person. You are honoring their path. You are allowing them the dignity of their own emotional process. And in doing so, you preserve your own energy, your own life force, allowing you to be a sustainable source of comfort and clarity for many, for years to come, instead of a short-lived sponge that quickly becomes toxic and unusable. So let this new image settle deep into your consciousness. Release the image of the sponge. Let it dissolve. And in its place, see yourself as this beautiful, clear, calm lake. See your vast capacity to reflect, to witness, to hold space. Feel the deep, quiet power in that image. It is an active, engaged, and profoundly loving way of being with others that honors both them and you. It is empathy, evolved. It is the wisdom your sensitive soul has been searching for. Rest with this image. Let it become a part of you. You are the water, calm, clear, and deep, reflecting the world, but remaining always and unshakably yourself. As we continue to build this new foundation, we must gently address a deep and often hidden belief that powers the entire pattern of emotional absorption. It is a belief that many of us carry in our bones, often without ever putting it into words. The belief is this: my worth comes from what I carry for others. To be valuable, to be needed, to be worthy of love, I must be useful. And my primary use is to be a dumping ground for the emotional pain of others. This belief is a silent engine driving the sponge-like behavior. It whispers that if you stop taking on everyone's problems, they won't need you anymore. If you stop being the person who can handle any amount of emotional venting, people will stop calling. If you are not a repository for their pain, you will have no function in their lives. And to be without function, the belief says, is to be without value. To be without value is to be unlovable, and to be unlovable is to be alone. This is the primal fear that keeps us locked in the cycle of self-sacrifice. It's the fear that if we set a boundary, we will be abandoned. So we choose the exhaustion of being a dumping ground over the terrifying prospect of being seen as useless or selfish. Tonight, we are going to lovingly and firmly dismantle this false equation. We are going to separate your worth from your function. Let this truth land in your heart with the weight of a sacred stone. Your value is not in what you do. It is not in what you carry. It is not in what you fix or solve or absorb. Your value is inherent. It exists in your being. You are worthy simply because you are. You were born worthy. You will die worthy. And nothing you do or don't do in between can ever change that fundamental, unshakable fact. Your presence on this earth is enough. Your unique consciousness, your specific spark of life, is a contribution in and of itself. You do not have to earn your place here through tireless service and self-negation. You already have a place, and it is reserved for you and you alone. Think of a magnificent old tree in a forest. Does the tree worry about its usefulness? Does it say, I must allow every bird to nest in my branches, and every squirrel to burrow in my trunk, and every vine to choke my leaves, otherwise I am not a worthy tree? Of course not. The tree's value is in its very existence. Its being provides shade, cleans the air, holds the soil. It doesn't have to do anything to be valuable. Its very presence is a gift to the ecosystem. It is valuable simply by being a tree. You are like that tree. Your value is in your being, not in the number of emotional burdens you can carry on your branches. When you are simply being your authentic self, grounded, rooted, and reaching for your own light. You are of greatest service to the world around you. Your calm presence, your authentic joy, your quiet strength. These are the true gifts you offer. They are far more nourishing to others than a depleted, resentful willingness to absorb their pain. This old belief that worth is tied to carrying capacity is a piece of faulty programming. It may have been installed in childhood. Perhaps you only received praise or attention when you were being good, quiet, or helpful, taking care of the emotional needs of the adults around you. You learned that love was conditional, and the condition was your ability to erase your own needs and absorb the needs of others. It was a brilliant survival strategy for a child. But you are not a child anymore. You are an adult who has the power to uninstall old programming that no longer serves you. You can choose to install a new belief system, one that is based on the radical idea of unconditional self-worth. You are lovable when you are happy. You are lovable when you are sad. You are lovable when you say yes. And you are lovable when you say a firm, gentle, and necessary no. Your lovability is not up for negotiation. It is a constant. Let's plant the seed of a new affirmation deep in the fertile ground of your subconscious. My presence is a gift. I do not have to carry others to be worthy of love. Repeat it silently. Feel the shape of the words. My presence is a gift. This affirms that your being, your unique energy, is enough. When you walk into a room, you bring a quality of presence that is uniquely yours. That is your offering. You don't need to add anything to it. I do not have to carry others to be worthy of love. This directly challenges the old programming. It severs the toxic link between service and worthiness. It gives you permission to relate to people from a place of choice and sovereign energy, not from a place of fear and obligation. It creates the possibility of a new kind of relationship, one based not on mutual neediness, but on mutual respect for each other's wholeness. You may feel some resistance to this idea. A part of you might panic, thinking, but if I don't carry their burdens, what will we talk about? How will we connect? This is a valid fear. But the truth is, you will connect on a much deeper, more authentic level. You will connect not over the shared drama of their problems, but over the shared beauty of life. You will share your own joys, your own passions, your own curiosities. You will become not just their confidant, but their equal, a friend to laugh with, not just a shoulder to cry on. You will teach people, by your own example, how to relate to you in a new way. Some may resist this change because they were comfortable with the old arrangement. But the people who are truly meant to be in your life will celebrate your newfound freedom and wholeness. They will be happy to see you lighter. They will be inspired by your strength. And your relationships will evolve to a higher, healthier plane. The truth is, by being an emotional dumping ground, you have been offering a cheap imitation of love. It was a love born of fear. The love you are moving toward is a love born of freedom. It is a love that says, I am so full of my own well-being that I have an abundance of presence and compassion to offer you, with no strings attached. This is the greatest gift you can ever give anyone. It is the gift of your own wholeness. So let go of the need to be needed in that old, painful way. Release the belief that your worth is measured in pounds of absorbed pain. You are not a pack mule. You are a lighthouse. And a lighthouse's job is not to go out into the stormy sea and rescue the ships. Its job is to stand tall, stay rooted, and shine its own light. so that the ships can find their own way home. Stand in your worth. Root yourself in your own being. And from that solid place, just shine. That is more than enough. You are more than enough. Having returned the energies that are not yours, and having dismantled the false belief that your worth is tied to what you carry, we can now embark on the most beautiful part of this journey. This is the journey inward, a pilgrimage back to the source. For so long, your attention has been directed outward, focused on the feelings, needs, and dramas of others. Your inner landscape has become overgrown with foreign vegetation. Now, it is time to come home. It is time to find your own emotional home, that quiet, steady center that is purely, magnificently, and unapologetically you. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a dense, noisy forest. This forest represents the accumulation of all the external energies and emotions you've absorbed. The air is thick with the buzzing of other people's anxieties. The rustling leaves whisper their worries, and the tangled undergrowth holds their sorrows. For years, you have lived in this forest, believing it was the whole world. You learned to navigate its chaotic paths, mistaking the cacophony for the sound of life itself. But now, you notice something you hadn't seen before. A small, almost hidden path leading away from the noise, deeper into the woods. It looks quiet, perhaps a little lonely, but it calls to you. It is the path to your own center. With a sense of gentle curiosity, you decide to take it. As you step onto this path, the noise of the outer forest begins to fade. The buzzing softens, the whispers recede. With each step you take, the light changes. It becomes softer, clearer. The air becomes easier to breathe. You are walking away from the periphery, away from the clamor of the world, and moving toward your own core. This journey inward requires a new kind of listening. Not the outward listening you are so skilled at, but an inward listening. So, let's ask the question, gently, with no pressure for an answer. What does it feel like to just be you? Beneath the layer of your friend's anxiety about their job, beneath the layer of your family's concerns about the future, beneath the layer of the world's collective grief. What is there? What is the baseline emotional weather that is native to your soul? At first, the answer may be silence. You may have been so attuned to others for so long that you have forgotten the sound of your own inner frequency. That's okay. Be patient. Stay on the path. Keep walking inward. Listen to the quiet. The quiet itself is a message. It is the sound of peace. It is the sound of your own uncluttered space. As you continue on this inner path, you begin to notice the landscape changing. The trees here are different. They are your trees. They are the qualities that are inherently you. Perhaps one tree is your creativity, another is your sense of humor, another is your deep love for nature, another is your quiet strength. For a long time, these trees have been crowded out by the invasive species of other people's energies. Now, they have room to breathe. You can see them clearly. Acknowledge them. Touch the bark. Remember them. Ah, yes, this is me. I had forgotten. You are not discovering something new. You are remembering who you have always been, underneath it all. This is not a journey of self-improvement. It is a journey of self-recollection. Let's use another analogy. Think of a spinning wheel or a potter's wheel. When it is spinning at high speed, the outer edge is a blur of motion. It is chaotic, dynamic, and constantly changing. This outer edge is like your life, when you are caught up in absorbing everyone else's energy. It's a whirlwind of activity, a constant state of reaction. But no matter how fast the wheel spins, there is always one point that remains perfectly still: the center, the absolute hub of the wheel. It does not move. It is the source of the motion, but it is itself unmoved. It is a point of pure, silent stillness. This is your emotional home. This is the part of you we are journeying toward. Your task is not to stop the wheel of the world from spinning. Your task is to learn how to find your way back to this still point again and again, so that you can witness the spinning from a place of unshakable calm. To find this still point, simply let your awareness drift down deep inside yourself. Move past the surface thoughts, which are like the fast-moving outer edge of the wheel. Move past the churning emotions, which are a little closer to the center, but still in motion. Keep going deeper, deeper, past all the noise, past all the stories, past all the roles you play: friend, child, partner, worker. Go to the place before all of that, the place that is just pure awareness, the part of you that is simply watching it all. This is the witness consciousness. This is the still point. It has no opinion. It has no agenda. It does not judge. It simply is. And it is always, always peaceful. Can you feel it? It might be a very subtle sensation, a feeling of quiet presence in your chest or your belly, a sense of spaciousness behind your eyes, a feeling of deep, deep calm that is untouched by any of the day's events. This is you. This is your true nature. This is your home base. This is your emotional baseline. It is a state of quiet contentment, of gentle well-being. It may not be loud or ecstatic. It is often very quiet, like the stillness of a forest after a fresh snow. This is the place you can learn to return to when you feel yourself getting swept up in someone else's emotional storm. You can learn to pause, take a breath, and inwardly take that path back to your center. You can touch base with this still point, even for just a second. And in doing so, you remember who you are. You remember that you are the lake, not the storm. This practice of returning home over and over is the key to sustainable empathy. It is how you recharge. It is how you cleanse your palate. It is how you ensure that the voice you are listening to most closely is your own. For tonight, just rest in this newfound or re-remembered space. Stay on this quiet path. Linger at the still point. Let the feeling of being purely you permeate every cell. This is the ground from which your new, empowered way of being will grow. It is solid. It is real. And it has been waiting for you patiently all along. Welcome home. Having found your way back to the quiet, steady center of your being, your emotional home, we can now begin the work of protecting this sacred space. This is not about building walls of stone to keep the world out. That would lead to isolation. This is about weaving a beautiful, intelligent, and flexible energetic boundary. It's about learning to be in the world, but not be consumed by it. It's about creating a space around you that is sovereignly, deliciously yours. Let's begin by using the power of your focused intention. From your still point, that place of deep inner calm, I want you to imagine a beautiful light glowing in the very center of your chest, at your heart center. It can be any color that feels nourishing and protective to you right now. Perhaps it's a warm golden sunlight, maybe a soft silvery moonlight, or a vibrant emerald green, the color of a lush forest, or a gentle rose pink light of compassion. Choose the color that feels right for you. See this light. Feel its warmth, its strength. This light is the essence of your own life force, your pure spirit. Now, with each gentle breath you take, imagine this light beginning to expand. On the inhale, the light grows brighter, more concentrated. On the exhale, it expands outward from your heart, slowly, gently, filling your entire body. Feel this beautiful, protective light filling your torso, flowing down into your hips, your legs, your feet, grounding you to the earth. Feel it flowing up through your shoulders, down your arms to your fingertips. Feel it rising up your neck and filling your entire head, calming your mind. Your whole physical body is now saturated with your own pure, essential light. You are glowing from the inside out. Now, let's expand it further. With your next few breaths, allow this light to move beyond the boundaries of your skin. On each exhale, let it expand a few inches out from your body, then a foot, then several feet, until you are resting in the center of a beautiful, luminous sphere of light. This is your personal, energetic boundary. See it in your mind's eye. See its shape, its color, its gentle, shimmering texture. This is not a hard, rigid shell. It is a living, breathing field of energy that emanates from you. It is the natural radiance of your own soul when it is centered and at peace. Take a moment to just be with this feeling, resting safely within your own sphere of light. It feels calm in here. It feels peaceful. The noise of the outside world is muted, softened. You are in your own personal sanctuary. Now let's define the properties of this boundary, because this is what makes it so intelligent. This boundary is not a wall. It is a semi-permeable membrane. Think of the protective membrane around a living cell. It is designed to be selective. It allows nutrients, goodness, and life-giving information to flow in freely while preventing toxins, waste products, and harmful invaders from entering. Your energetic boundary works in exactly the same way. We are going to set the intention that this sphere of light is completely permeable to love. Love flows freely in and out. Joy flows freely in and out. Inspiration, kindness, and genuine connection flow freely in and out. There are wide open gates for all that is nourishing and for your highest good. However, we are also setting the intention that this membrane is not permeable to energies that are not for your highest good. Specifically, it is not permeable to foreign emotional pain that seeks to enter uninvited. Imagine someone's free-floating anxiety, their unprocessed anger, or their heavy sadness drifting toward your sphere of light. When it touches the surface of your boundary, it doesn't crash against a hard wall. Instead, it is simply met by the gentle, firm light of your own presence. Your light illuminates the foreign energy, sees it for what it is, and does not allow it entry. It's like a very sophisticated filter. It recognizes the energy and says, I see you, I have compassion for you, and you may not enter my space. You must return to your source. The energy is not destroyed. It is simply not absorbed. It is reflected back with love. Your boundary does the work for you. You don't have to be on high alert all the time, consciously deflecting things. By setting this intention, you are programming your energy field to do it automatically. This is a profound act of self-love and energetic hygiene. It allows you to be in a crowded room or have a difficult conversation and remain in your own center. You can still hear what the other person is saying. You can still feel compassion for them. Remember, love flows freely through the boundary. You can be the clear lake reflecting their storm. But their turbulent energy does not penetrate your sphere. It does not enter your own nervous system. You remain anchored in the calm, protected space within your own light. This is the difference between sympathetic resonance, where your nervous system starts to vibrate at the same distressed frequency as the other person, and compassionate presence, where you maintain your own calm frequency, which then has a soothing effect on them. Let this powerful affirmation sink in and program the very fabric of this luminous sphere around you. I am safe and sovereign within my own energy. Feel the power in those words. Safe means you are protected from that which would harm or deplete you. Sovereign means you are the ultimate authority in your own inner kingdom. You decide what comes in and what stays out. No one gets to dump their emotional garbage in your sacred space without your permission anymore. And you are revoking that permission, not with anger, but with the quiet, unshakable authority of self-respect. Practice this visualization. See yourself moving through your day, surrounded by this beautiful light. See yourself in a meeting at work, at the dinner table with your family, on the phone with a friend. In every situation, you are centered and contained within your own peaceful energy. You are connected, you are loving, you are present, but you are not porous. You are not a sponge. You are a gentle, radiant sun, shining your own light. And just as the planets orbit the sun without crashing into it, people can be in your life without overwhelming your system. This boundary is your birthright. It is the natural container for your soul. All you are doing is consciously reclaiming it, strengthening it, and learning to trust in its wise and loving protection. Rest now, inside this beautiful sphere. It is the home you can take with you, wherever you go. As you rest within this beautiful sphere of light you have woven around yourself, another layer of old programming may begin to surface. It is a subtle but powerful voice of guilt. It might whisper things like, "This is selfish. You're supposed to be open. You're cutting yourself off. A good person wouldn't need to do this." This is the voice of your old conditioning, the voice that believed your value came from being endlessly available and porous. It is essential that we meet this voice with gentle understanding and teach it a new, more profound truth. We must come to understand that protecting your energy is not selfish. It is the sacred act of self-preservation, and it is the necessary foundation for a truly generous and sustainable life. Let's examine the word selfish. We are taught that it means to prioritize oneself over others, and that this is a moral failing. But there is a world of difference between a self-centeredness that harms others and a self-preservation that allows you to be a positive force in the world. The kind of boundary we are creating is not about hoarding your energy for your own exclusive use. It is about stewarding it wisely so that you have something of genuine value to offer. Think of it in the most practical terms. Imagine a well. If the well allows all the dirt, leaves, and runoff from the surrounding area to flow into it, its water will quickly become murky, polluted, and undrinkable. It is of no use to anyone. A wise village protects its well. They build a low wall around it, not to keep people away, but to protect the purity of the water. This act of protection is not selfish. It is an act of communal care. It ensures that the well can continue to provide clean, life-giving water for everyone. Your energy, your inner peace, is your water. It is your most precious resource. For too long, you have been an unprotected well, allowing the emotional runoff of the world to contaminate your own supply. The result is that you have been trying to offer others a drink from a polluted source. You have offered them your presence, but it was a presence tinged with your own exhaustion and resentment. You have offered them comfort, but it came from a place of depletion. This act of weaving your energetic boundary is you, finally, building that protective wall around your well. You are committing to keeping your own water clean. This is the most generous thing you can do for the people in your life, because from now on, when you offer them a drink, it will be from a source that is pure, clean, and truly refreshing. This allows you to offer your presence from a full cup, not from a place of depletion. This is a crucial distinction. When you operate from a depleted state, your giving is always tainted with a subtle expectation. You give, but a part of you is hoping to get something back. Appreciation, recognition, perhaps even a rest from the giving. This creates a tangled, codependent dynamic. But when your own cup is full, when your own well is clean, your giving is pure. You can offer your presence, your compassion, your wisdom freely, with no strings attached, because you are not giving away your last drop. You are giving from your overflow. The act of giving becomes a joy, not a duty. It energizes you rather than drains you. You can be a truly generous person, not because you are sacrificing yourself, but because you have taken such good care of yourself that you have an abundance to share. Let this affirmation settle deep into the part of you that fears being selfish. It is safe for me to protect my peace. Feel the profound permission in those words. It is safe. Protecting your peace will not lead to abandonment. It will lead to deeper, healthier relationships. It will not make you a bad person. It will make you a more effective and joyful one. It is your peace. You have a right to it. It is the ground of your being. It is not a luxury. It is an absolute necessity for a healthy life, just like clean air and water. Protecting it is not an indulgence. It is a fundamental responsibility you have to yourself. When your own peace is secure, you become a peaceful presence in the world. You are no longer contributing to the collective anxiety, but are instead adding to the collective peace. What could be a more generous act than that? The old model of sainthood and goodness was often based on extreme self-sacrifice. It glorified the martyr, the one who gave until there was nothing left. We are now evolving into a new understanding. We are realizing that a lit candle that sets itself on fire to warm a room will quickly burn out, leaving the room dark again. A truly wise candle learns to simply be a flame, radiating its light and warmth steadily, without consuming itself in the process. This is the shift you are making. You are moving from the model of the martyr to the model of the lighthouse. You are learning that your greatest service comes not from depleting yourself, but from shining brightly and consistently. Your primary responsibility is to tend to your own light. As long as your light is shining, you are fulfilling your purpose. So if that voice of guilt arises, as it surely will from time to time, you can now meet it with this new wisdom. You can acknowledge it kindly. Thank you for trying to keep me connected to others. I understand you are afraid of me being alone. And then you can gently re-educate it. But I have learned a new way. I have learned that by protecting my own energy, I become a more loving and present person. By keeping my own well clean, I have so much more to offer. My peace is a gift to the world, and it is my sacred duty to protect it. Over time, as you practice this, the voice of guilt will fade. It will be replaced by a voice of quiet confidence and self-respect. You will simply know, in your bones, that taking care of your own energetic state is the most loving choice you can make for yourself and for everyone you interact with. Rest now in this new conviction. Let go of the old, noble, but flawed ideal of self-sacrifice and embrace the quiet, profound, and truly sacred act of self-preservation. It is the path to a life of sustainable joy and genuine generosity. As all of these pieces begin to click into place, the release of old energies, the redefinition of empathy, the severing of worth from function, and the sacred act of self-preservation, a new, integrated wisdom begins to dawn within you. This is the wisdom of the witness. It is the culmination of everything we've explored, a way of being that is both deeply connected and beautifully sovereign. It is the practical application of your new understanding in the real world. Let's take a moment to feel what this new way of relating actually feels like in your body and your heart. Imagine yourself sitting with a loved one who is in distress. In the past, this scenario would have triggered an immediate, unconscious process. Your energetic sponge would have gone into high gear. Your nervous system would have started to match their agitated state, and your mind would have frantically started searching for solutions, for the right words to fix their pain. You would have left that conversation feeling heavy, drained, and likely carrying a significant portion of their emotional burden with you. Now, let's replay that scene with your new integrated wisdom. The person begins to share their struggle. You take a gentle, conscious breath and silently activate your sphere of light. You bring to mind the image of the clear, calm lake. You are not bracing for impact. You are simply choosing to remain in your own center. You listen with your entire being, making full eye contact, offering your complete, undivided attention. This is the first gift. Your presence is total because you are not distracted by the internal panic of, what do I do? How do I fix this? As they speak, you feel a warmth in your own chest. This is compassion. It is your heart's natural response to witnessing suffering. It is a clean, pure feeling that belongs to you. It is your love for this person. But you notice that the frantic, jarring energy of their anxiety is not entering your system. It is touching the edge of your luminous boundary and being met with the calm light of your presence. You can see their pain clearly, reflected on the surface of your lake, but you can also feel the deep, undisturbed calm of your own waters beneath. You are with them in their experience, but you are not lost in it. Because you are not overwhelmed, your mind is clear. You are not scrambling for advice. Instead, you can offer simple, powerful acknowledgments. You can say things like, "That sounds incredibly difficult," or "I am so sorry you are going through that," or "I am here with you." These simple phrases, when spoken from a place of grounded presence, are infinitely more healing than a dozen frantic, unsolicited suggestions. You are not trying to pull them out of their emotional river. You are sitting peacefully on the bank, letting them know they are not alone as they navigate the current. This is the profound act of honoring another's journey by allowing them to walk it. When we rush in to fix, to carry, to solve, we are often, with the best of intentions, disrespecting their soul's path. We are subtly communicating that we don't believe they are capable of handling their own challenges. We are getting in the way of the lessons that their pain may be trying to teach them. But when we bear witness from a place of loving sovereignty, we are offering a much deeper level of trust. Our calm presence sends a powerful non-verbal message. I see you in this storm, and I am not afraid. I trust the strength of your boat, and I trust your ability to be your own captain. I will stay here on the shore, holding a light until you find your way through. This is a gift of empowerment. It is true help. It allows them to tap into their own resilience, to find their own answers, which are always more potent than any answer we could provide for them. And what happens for you after this conversation? This is the miracle. Instead of feeling drained, heavy, and exhausted, you feel clean. You may feel a gentle sadness for your friend's struggle, but it is a clear, compassionate sadness, not a murky, absorbed one. You feel calm. Your own energy levels are intact. You can go on with your day, feeling peaceful and centered. You have given a profound gift of presence without it costing you your own well-being. You have broken the old cycle of empathy leading to burnout. This is not a theoretical concept, it is a felt reality. You can feel the profound peace that comes with this new, healthier way of relating. It is a quiet, solid, and deeply satisfying peace. It's the peace of integrity, of knowing you were able to be both loving to another person and loving to yourself in the same moment. You did not have to choose. Let this new wisdom settle deep into your bones. Let it become a permanent part of who you are. I can sit with you in your pain, feel compassion for you, and not take it into my own body. This becomes your new mantra, your new way of being. It is not a cold detachment. In fact, it allows for a much deeper intimacy. When people sense that they can be their full, messy, emotional selves with you without you crumbling or trying to manage them, they feel safer. They can be more honest. The connection becomes more authentic. You move from being a codependent caretaker to being a truly present companion. You become a sanctuary, not a landfill. People are drawn to your peace, not just your willingness to absorb their chaos. This integration is the freedom you have been seeking. The freedom to love deeply without losing yourself. The freedom to care without carrying. The freedom to be a source of light in the world, not by battling the darkness, but by simply, steadfastly, and peacefully holding your own flame. Rest in the profound and simple peace of this new paradigm. It is already within you. You are simply remembering how to live it. As we draw closer to a state of deep rest, let us take a moment to look back, not with a critical eye, but with one of gentle appreciation. Let us honor how far you have come, not just in this single session, but on the long journey that led you here. The fact that you are listening to this, that you sought out this guidance, is a testament to your courage. It takes immense courage to face a pattern that is so deeply ingrained, a pattern that has likely defined your relationships and your very identity for years. Acknowledge, just for a moment, the bravery it took to even admit that this was a problem. For so long, you may have just accepted the exhaustion as a normal part of life, the cost of being a caring person. To stop and question that, to say to yourself, there must be a better way, is a revolutionary act. It is the beginning of choosing yourself. It is the moment a seed of self-love, perhaps long dormant, begins to crack open and push toward the light. Honor that moment. It was a turning point. It was your soul calling you back home. It takes courage to look at your own behavior and see how it has contributed to your own suffering. It is far easier to blame the world, to blame the demanding people in your life, to blame your own sensitivity as if it were a curse. But you have chosen a more powerful path. You have chosen to take responsibility for your own energetic well-being. This is not about blame. It is about empowerment. The moment you see your own role in the dynamic is the moment you reclaim the power to change it. You have done that. You have looked at the pattern with honest eyes, and that takes true strength of character. Now, let's also feel a sense of gratitude for the old way. This may seem strange, but it is a vital part of the healing process. Let us thank the pattern of being an emotional dumping ground, for it was a powerful, if painful, teacher. Without it, you would not be on this journey. Without the profound discomfort it caused, you would not have been motivated to seek a new way. This pattern taught you, through direct and undeniable experience, the absolute necessity of energetic boundaries. It taught you the profound need for self-sovereignty. It has been your guide, leading you to this deeper wisdom. Like a teacher who uses harsh methods, but ultimately imparts an invaluable lesson. You don't have to love the method, but you can be grateful for the lesson. The old pattern showed you the limits of a certain kind of love. It revealed the dead-end street of self-sacrifice. It allowed you to explore the depths of codependency so that you could truly come to cherish the freedom of healthy interdependence. You have graduated from that school of learning. You have learned the lesson in your bones. So, you can release the old way, not with anger or resentment, but with a strange and gentle gratitude. You can say to it, "Thank you for the lesson. I have learned what you came to teach me. I no longer need to experience it. I am ready to move on." This closes the circle. It allows you to integrate the wisdom of the past without being bound by its pain. It transforms a wound into a scar, and a scar is a mark of a healing that has already taken place. It is a symbol of strength and resilience. Now let this new wisdom, this integrated understanding you have gained, settle deep into your bones. Let it move from being a mental concept, an idea you are listening to, into a felt sense, a lived reality. Imagine this new knowledge, the wisdom of the lake, the strength of your luminous boundary, the truth of your inherent worth, as a warm, golden liquid. And imagine this liquid slowly permeating every part of your being. Feel it sinking into your mind, reprogramming old thought patterns. Feel it flowing into your heart, healing the old wounds of burnout and resentment. Feel it seeping into your muscles, your nerves, your very cells, teaching your body a new way to be in the world, a way that is relaxed, centered, and calm. This is not something you have to remember to do. It is becoming who you are. The practice is shifting from a conscious effort to an unconscious competence. Your subconscious mind, the powerful operator behind the scenes, is receiving these new instructions. It is learning that your safety and well-being are the top priority. It is learning to manage your energetic field with grace and ease. You can trust this process of integration. It is happening on a level deeper than thought, especially now as you are on the verge of sleep. Sleep is the time when the mind sorts, processes, and solidifies the learning of the day. And tonight, you are giving it the most beautiful, life-affirming material to work with. Feel the quiet pride in your own evolution. You are not the same person who started listening to this. A subtle but profound shift has occurred. You have given yourself the gifts of clarity, permission, and peace. You have chosen to honor your own beautiful, sensitive nature, not as a burden, but as a gift to be cherished and protected. This is a homecoming. You have walked the long, winding path through the noisy forest of other people's needs, and you have found your way back to the quiet, sacred grove of your own being. The journey was worth it. Every difficult conversation, every moment of exhaustion has served its purpose. It has all led you here, to this moment of quiet understanding, to this place of profound self-reclamation. Rest in this achievement. Let the feeling of gentle accomplishment be a soft blanket that covers you. There is nothing more to do. The lessons have been learned. The wisdom is integrating. You have come so far, and the rest of the journey will unfold with more ease, more grace, and more joy than you ever thought possible. And so, we arrive at a place of profound quiet. The work is done for today. The explorations, the releases, the gentle reframing, it has all brought us to this moment. And in this moment, the only thing that remains is to simply be, to rest in the new space you have created for yourself. Let your awareness now turn to the purely physical and emotional sensations of this new state. Feel the lightness of being you. Notice the physical sensations in your body. Remember the weight we spoke of at the very beginning? The soul-deep exhaustion that sleep couldn't touch? Check in with that feeling now. Can you sense a change? Perhaps there is a new feeling of lightness in your shoulders, as if a heavy cloak you didn't even know you were wearing has been gently lifted off. Feel the space in your chest, the tightness, the anxious knot that may have been a constant companion may now feel softer, more open. There is more room to breathe. Your breath itself may feel deeper, fuller, reaching into parts of your lungs that have been constricted for a very long time. Notice your stomach. The area of your solar plexus, so often a churning center for absorbed anxieties, may feel quiet, calm, and settled. These are not just imagined feelings. Releasing emotional burdens has a direct, measurable physiological effect. You have literally lowered the amount of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline in your system. Your body, that wise and faithful servant, is responding to your choice for peace. It is shifting from a state of chronic, low-grade, fight or flight into a state of deep rest and repair. This is the physical reality of energetic freedom. Now, tune in to the emotional lightness. Beyond the physical sensations, what is the emotional weather inside you right now? The word that may come to mind is simply clean. There's a feeling of clarity, of spaciousness. Imagine a room that has been cluttered for years, and you have finally, lovingly, cleared it all out. You've dusted the furniture, washed the windows, and let the fresh air in. That is the feeling in your emotional body right now. It is your own space. You can hear your own thoughts more clearly, without the static of other people's opinions and fears. You can feel your own authentic emotions, without having to sort through a tangled mess of what belongs to you and what you've picked up from others. This is the quiet joy of being yourself, and only yourself. There is no drama here, no chaos, just a simple, peaceful, and profound sense of presence. This is your natural state. This is the baseline you can always return to. It is not something you have to achieve. It is something you uncover. And you have done that uncovering tonight. Let the day completely dissolve. Everything that happened, every conversation, every task, every worry, let it all fade away like a dream upon waking. There is nothing more to process. There is nothing more to sort. You have done the sorting. You have returned the misplaced parcels. Your mailroom is empty. Your desk is clear. The workday of your empathic heart is over. Your only job now is to rest, to inhabit this clean, clear, personal space you have reclaimed. Give yourself this ultimate permission, the permission to simply be. You don't have to be anything for anyone else right now. You are not a mother, a father, a child, a friend, a worker, a helper. You are just a being, resting in its own essence. You are a soul, recharging in its own light. This is the deepest form of rest possible. It is a rest that goes beyond the muscles, beyond the mind, and reaches into the very core of who you are. As sleep begins to draw near, know that you are entering it from a completely new place. You are not dragging the heavy burdens of the day into your dreams. You are not taking other people's anxieties with you into the delicate realm of your subconscious. You are entering the gates of sleep as a sovereign being, whole and complete within your own energy. This will change the quality of your rest. It will allow your sleep to be truly restorative. Your mind and body can now focus entirely on your own healing, your own regeneration, because they are not wasting precious energy trying to process and solve the problems of the world. Imagine your bed as a safe and gentle boat, and this boat is docked in the calm, clear waters of the lake that is you. The night is peaceful. The stars are reflected on the still surface, and you can let go completely, knowing you are safe, knowing you are held, knowing you are home. There is nothing to fear, nothing to guard against. Your luminous boundary is in place, working for you even as you sleep. Your only task is to surrender, to let go of the last remnants of control, to trust the deep, healing intelligence of your own being as it prepares to drift into the gentle currents of sleep. The lightness you feel now is not a fleeting state. It is a preview of your new reality, a taste of the life that is waiting for you, a life where you can be both deeply connected and gloriously free. Just rest now in that beautiful possibility. Let it be your lullaby. As the final whispers of wakefulness begin to fade, let us drift into a more philosophical space. Let us contemplate the quiet mystery of what it means to be a self, a unique and sovereign island of consciousness, and yet to be inextricably part of the vast ocean of humanity. This is the paradox you have been navigating. For so long, you feared that to be a strong island, you had to deny the ocean, to build seawalls so high that you could no longer hear the waves. And now, you have learned a deeper truth. You are learning that the most beautiful islands are not the ones that fight the sea, but the ones that have a harmonious relationship with it. The ones whose shores are washed clean by the tides each day, but whose deep, inner core remains solid, rooted, and unchanged. What is a boundary, really? Is it a line of separation? Or is it the place where two things meet and define one another? Perhaps a healthy boundary is not a wall, but a coastline, a place of dynamic and beautiful exchange, a place where your own unique land meets the vast collective water. It is a place of meeting, not a place of division. By defining your own shoreline, you don't reject the ocean. You create the very conditions that allow you to appreciate it. You can sit on your own shore, feel the mist on your face, watch the rhythm of the tides, and marvel at the ocean's power and beauty, all without the fear of being swept away. You have found your shoreline, and it is a sacred, holy ground. Sleep is coming now. Think of it as a gentle tide rising up the shores of your awareness. It is a pure and peaceful rest, coming to claim you for a few hours, and you are drifting into it from a space that is entirely your own. Your subconscious knows the way. It has absorbed all of this. The images of the lake, the sphere of light, the feeling of returning home. These are now powerful resources available to you, embedded in the deepest parts of your mind. Your inner world has been recalibrated. Your default settings are being updated from absorb to witness, from carry to care. This process will continue as you sleep. Your dreams may be the way your mind integrates these new truths, weaving them into the fabric of your being in its own symbolic language. Trust this process completely. Your only job is to let go. As you drift, consider this final thought. Perhaps the greatest gift you can give to another person is not your strength, but your peace. When you are a frantic rescuer, you bring more frantic energy to a situation. You add to the chaos. But when you can hold a center of deep peace in the midst of someone's storm, you offer them an anchor. You offer them a glimpse of another possibility. Your calm becomes a silent, powerful permission slip for them to find their own. Perhaps true empathy is not feeling their pain, but holding a space of such profound peace that their pain feels safe enough to be seen, felt, and finally released. You are becoming that space. You are becoming that peace, not through effort, but through the simple, radical act of reclaiming your own center. The journey is not over. It is a practice, a daily return to this wisdom. But the foundation is now laid. The path home is now clear. You know the way. You know what it feels like to be clean and clear in your own energy. And that feeling will become your new compass, your true north. It will guide all of your choices, your relationships, your way of being in the world. Let all the words now dissolve. Let them become part of the quiet air around you. All that is left is the gentle rhythm of your own breathing, a soft wave rising and falling on the shore of your being. Each breath is a reminder. Inhale, and you draw in your own life force. Exhale, and you release all that is not you. It is that simple. It has always been that simple. You will wake up tomorrow feeling more like yourself than you have in a very long time. Just rest now.